This fanfiction is called Gwen and Trent Missing You. It's by Jackson Angelo 105. It was a sunny day in Ontario, Canada. Gwen, who is now in her mid-20s, is a famous artist. She was at a diner working on a project. Deep down, she was thinking about someone. The person she was thinking about was her ex-boyfriend, Trent, ever since Total Drama ended. She's been thinking about him lately, after breaking up with Duncan on All Stars. She had been focusing on her art career and became famous. She realized that Duncan was only dating her to make Courtney jealous. Deep down in her heart, she missed Trent. She even regretted having feelings for Duncan and breaking up with Trent. "Excuse me, miss, is this seat taken?" asked Harold. "Not at all, seat's yours," Gwen said as she went and did her work. As Harold took a seat, his eyes widened in shock. "Oh my god, Gwen, is that you?" asked Harold. "Do I know you?" Gwen asked with a confused look on her face. "It's me, Harold," exclaimed Harold. Gwen's eyes widened with shock. Harold was not a scrawny nerd anymore. His hair was a bit longer, and it was paired with a goatee. He also now has a bulky body, without any freckles on his face. "Wow, Harold, you look so different," Gwen said with amazement. "I know, it's been a while," Harold said. They shared a hug. Soon after that, a waiter came to their table and asked Harold what he wanted. He told the waiter that he wanted a chocolate milkshake. When the waiter left to get Harold's order, he asked Gwen about her art career. "Harold, I may ask, how did you get like this?" as she made hand movements towards his body. "Oh, I get that because I've been working out. You'll be shocked by this, Gwen, but me and Tyler are friends now." "Really?" Gwen exclaimed. "Yeah, he and I became friends after World Tour, and then after a few years went by, I became like this," Harold said. "Wow, Harold, that's interesting. How's Trent doing?" Gwen said as she leaned in closer. "He's doing fine. He talked about you the other day," Harold said with a smile on his face. "He did?" Gwen asked. "Yeah, he even told me that he missed you," said Harold. Gwen felt happy inside, that Trent still has feelings for her. The waiter came with Harold's order, and he thanked the waiter for it. "I heard what happened between you and Duncan on World Tour." Harold took a sip of his milkshake. "Ugh, don't remind me," Gwen said with an annoyed look on her face. "I was not the only one. So was everyone else. Same thing with Trent," said Harold. "How did Trent take it when he found out about me and Duncan?" Gwen asked. "Well, here's what happened." This is now a flashback. It was nighttime at Playa de Losers. Everyone just got done watching the latest episode of World Tour, and they were shocked that Noah got voted off. Duncan kissed Gwen. Harold entered the room. He saw that the latest episode was over. "What did I miss?" Harold asked. "Nothing much, Henry, but Duncan came back and made out with Gwen," said Lindsay. Harold's eyes went wide about what Lindsay had just said. "It's Harold," he said as he glared at her. "Why do you always get my name wrong, Lindsay?" asked Harold. "He kissed Gwen, dude. Even Tyler saw them go off," said Jeff. "Is this a joke?" Harold asked. "It's not a joke, Harold. See for yourself," Izzy said as she replayed the clip. As Harold saw the clip, he was in disbelief and shocked of what he saw. He had the same look as Tyler. "Gwen, what are you doing?" Harold said to himself. "Did Trent know about this?" "Yes," everyone said. "Where is he?" Harold asked. "He's outside. He was devastated when he saw it," said Beth. Harold went back outside and saw Trent, who was looking up at the night sky. He had a look of sadness on his face. Back at dinner, Gwen was at a loss of words. After taking a sip, he went on telling Gwen the rest. Harold went over to Trent's side and put his hand on his shoulder. Trent turned his head and noticed it. "You saw it too?" Trent asked. "Yeah, I did. I'm mad and disappointed at the same time. Sorry for what you saw there, Trent," said Harold. "It's fine, dude. I'm just at a loss for words right now," Trent said sadly. "May I ask why you threw the challenges for Gwen? What went wrong between you two? You guys break up?" Harold asked. Trent went along to tell Harold about the breakup, and what he said about the aftermath. That the number 9 had nothing to do with Gwen. He had a toy train with 9 wheels that his grandfather gave him, and 9 became his lucky number. The reason why he was throwing challenges was because Olam told him that girls like to win. Harold was speechless about what he heard. He felt bad for the guitar-playing teen. Wow, Trent, I didn't know you had OCD. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay, Harold. Even though Gwen and I are friends, sometimes it still hurts. Thanks for being by my side, Trent said. You're welcome. But why did you take advice from Owen of all people? Harold said. I don't know, man. I guess I shouldn't have asked him, Trent said as he scratched the back of his head. Trent, one day you and Gwen will be back together. You never know, she might have feelings for you, Harold said. You think so? Trent said. Of course I do. But gosh, if Courtney finds out about the kiss, then things aren't going to end well, Harold said. Agreed, dude. And thanks again for comforting me. You're a true friend, Trent said with a smile. You're welcome, Harold said. As both teens head back inside to meet up with everyone else, Trent and Harold started building up a friendship. Gwen was beyond speechless on what had just been told to her. Wow, Harold. I didn't know all that happened, Gwen said. Of course, Gwen. I was very angry at Duncan and disappointed at you. You just broke the girl code. And even though I'm not a psychiatrist, I know your relationship with him was toxic. He was just using you to make Courtney jealous. That's the lowest thing he ever did. But I'm glad you came to your senses and dumped him, Harold said. To tell you the truth, Harold, I'm glad I did. I don't know what I was thinking when I dated him, Gwen said. You did mention something about thrill, and there was no thrill. You were nothing more than a side chick for Duncan, Harold said. Gwen knew Harold was right. But anyways, remember, Gwen, relationships aren't perfect. Everyone has flaws. You just need communication. That's the important thing to have, Harold said softly. I know that, Harold, Gwen said. Hey, if you see Trent, mention this restaurant, Harold said as he showed Gwen the restaurant, Classico Italiano. Wow, that place looks great, Gwen said. It's a really good place. Bridget told me about it. She went there on her anniversary with Jeff, Harold said. That's cool. It was nice seeing you, Harold, Gwen said with a smile, and got up from her seat. Same to you, Gwen. I hope you guys can rekindle things, Harold said, as he did the same. Before Gwen left, Harold informed her to meet up with Bridget at the restaurant. She nodded her head and waved goodbye to the former nerd. Harold left a tip on the table and left the diner. He took out his phone and called Tyler and Bridget. Did you guys talk to Trent? Harold asked. Yes, we did. Tyler informed Trent to meet Gwen at the restaurant as well, Bridget said over the phone. Great. Hope this works out to plan, Harold said. Okay, Harold. We gotta go meet up with Trent and Bridget, Tyler said. Okay, Tyler. I'll see you guys there, Harold said. Nightfall came, and Gwen, who was wearing a light blue formal dress, entered the restaurant and took her seat. Her eyes widened when she saw Trent, who was wearing a formal suit. When he saw Gwen, he smiled. Well, Gwen, you look very beautiful, Trent said. Gwen couldn't help but blush. They soon noticed a waiter came to their table. Both ordered their meals and had a nice conversation. They were having a great time on the date. After they were done eating, Trent gave a tip and Gwen left the restaurant. They went nearby to a park looking at the moonlight. Whoa, sure is beautiful, but not as beautiful as you, Gwen, Trent said. Gwen's cheeks turned to a shade of pink. Trent thought it was cute for her to blush. Trent, there's something I wanted to tell you, Gwen said, as she looked into his green eyes. Sure, what's on your mind, Gwen? Trent said, as he looked back into hers. To tell you the truth, I regret having feelings for Duncan. He just dated me to make Courtney jealous and he was trying to get her attention. I really missed you, Trent. I missed you too, Gwen, Trent said. Both of them kissed under the moonlight. The kiss was passionate and smooth. At a nearby bush, Harold, Tyler, and Bridget saw them kiss. They smiled and gave each other fist bumps. Yes, my plan worked, Harold said to himself. They soon broke the kiss and smiled that they were together again. They held each other and looked at the moonlight.